guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. As you can see by the title, our reading today is all about messages from your future self. I was trying to figure out what topic to do for YouTube for this week, and then I realized I haven't done a messages from your future self on YouTube in a really long time. So that's what we're doing today. I'm really excited. It's pretty straightforward. We're just going to see the current energy of your future self that is coming through today, and we're going to get messages directly from them for what they want you to know about your current situation, whether it's messages, predictions, advice. We'll also get messages of comfort from them. We'll see, is there anything you should change or any redirections in your life, and kind of pretty much how can you navigate your current energy and how can you embody / fully evolve into your future self that is coming through today. So we'll see, whatever they want to talk to you about today. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So thank you so much. Get comfy because I feel like there's a lot that we're going to be talking about today. I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, a different crystal, and a different card that came out as I shuffled. And I'm going to state the astrological placements for each card as well. So there are multiple ways for you to be drawn to your group. And keep in mind that you can watch as many as you want. Maybe there's multiple messages from you or multiple messages from your future self, or it's like different timelines. I think you can kind of do this however you want to. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you these options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this Dalmatian Jasper. And your card is the Two of Wands. This is Mars in Aries. Group 2, this is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this red jasper. And your card is the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter energy and the 4 fixed signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Group 3, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this Botswana agate. And your card is the 9 of Cups. This is Jupiter in Pisces. Group 4, this is the Llewellyn Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this lemon green onyx. And your card is the 7 of Pentacles. This is Saturn in Taurus. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Like I mentioned, feel free to watch as many as you would like. There could be multiple messages or multiple different versions of your future self or different timelines. You can kind of view this however you would like from messages from your future self. But yeah, take all the time you need. I'm going to get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this Dalmatian Jasper with this 2 of Wands and Mars in Aries with this Every Little Thing You Do is Magic deck, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support here on my channel. Whether it's your first time here or if you have watched my readings before, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Pretty much we're gonna get a bunch of answers from your future self that's coming through today. So yeah, now with the 2 of Wands here, as soon as I saw this, right, because this is the Taj Mahal, as soon as I saw this, especially with Mars and Aries, your future self is saying to you, group 1, to take action towards a destination. There could be a specific place that you want to travel to or move to or explore. It does feel like a physical landmark since we do see the Taj Mahal here, but it could be like just anywhere in the world. And especially with Mars and Aries, Mars is the warrior. It's an action-oriented energy, and Mars actually rules Aries, and Aries is that forward-moving energy as well. So there's something here about like just take action, like just do it. If there's somewhere you want to go and you want to travel somewhere, if it's much broader than traveling, it could just be you coming out of your comfort zone. Like there's certain things you want to do right now in your current energy, but you're afraid to do it or you're holding yourself back. Your future self is saying, just do it. Like just go, just do what you want to do. Obviously, stay safe. Don't do anything reckless or dangerous but yeah, I feel like they're really saying like, just go for it. instead of just dreaming about it. It does feel like for some of you, this could be studying abroad, this could be moving abroad, or something about a location change for sure for some of you, or just traveling, but even like a solo trip, because we don't see any people on this card. Even like you wanting to go on a solo trip, and they're saying just do it. Again, I could also interpret the fact that there's no people here. I could interpret this as your future self is saying to you, you don't have to wait for somebody to go with you. Like you can just go by yourself. And it's also like if you're waiting for a companion to go with you, then maybe you're going to wait a really long time, because who knows when somebody's going to come in for you to go with them. So there's something like don't wait on people and just do it because the time is now. Okay. Let's get into it. I'm actually not using any oracle decks or anything today. I'm just using this tarot deck. So first I want to get the energy of your future self. The energy of group one's future self that's coming through. The energy of group one's future self that's coming through. And you can use this as your energy check. Energy of group one's future self that is coming through today. Oh my gosh, 9 of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. This is like the most perfect card that we could have received today for your future self. This is a card about abundance, independence, freedom, financial freedom. Your future self is saying to you, like, all the things that maybe you can't afford right now, or all the things that you want to do, you will get to it. You will have the independence that you are seeking. For some of you, it might take a while, especially because this fish is underwater. Well, obviously all fish are underwater, but it just feels like it took a while, right? Like something being underwater, it took a while for you to reach the surface of something. It took a while for some kind of a breakthrough or for you to hit your goals. But I do think with the 9 of Pentacles, you're working towards this life. You've been working for a long time. And your future self is saying, well, I did it and I'm here. I am living our dream. You know, I'm living the life that you are envisioning right now, or the life that you are working towards. Keep going because it's working, and I am the proof of that. And I think especially because we're talking about like financial independence, that again goes back to that traveling energy. I could interpret that travel energy a little different now, and your future self is saying, if in your current energy, if you want to travel but you're not able to, don't worry about it too much, because you will be able to. With the 9 of Pentacles, I mean, you're sitting on a lot of abundance, so you'll have enough financial funds to do a lot of things in the future that you're not able to do right now. And your future self is saying, like, don't be too hard on yourself, or don't be too upset if you can't do something right now because you can't afford it. If anything, use it as motivation. Use it as the drive to get something done, or to, you know, build something, to establish yourself in some way, because you know the type of life you want to live, and we need that drive to get there. So in a way, your future self is saying, if there's certain things in your life right now that you really wish you could have, or you really want, but you're not able to get it or afford it, or it's kind of out of reach, use that as your motivation to get to where you want to go. But the fact that the energy coming through is already living in this abundance, you know, this also feels like the Queen of Pentacles energy. It's truly sitting at the top of your game, of your establishment, of whatever you have built. And there's so much independence here. Even here, there's only one fish. I mean, I guess there's a Canadian goose in the back, but there's only one fish. So that also speaks about independence within yourself here. So your future self is really saying to you, group one, we did it, we made it, I made it, so keep going. You could also feel that you don't see the end in sight. Like, say you're working towards something for a while and you're not getting where you want to go, and you're not seeing the end. Well, they're saying don't give up just yet, because you will see the end. You will get to where you want to go, even if you can't see it right now, or even if it's taking longer than you originally wanted it to, you will get there. But if you were to stop something, or to like quit something prematurely, then it's like either you would have to start all over again, or like it would take you much longer. Like it's pushing you back every time you start, or every time you stop and start something, it's pushing you back. Venus in Virgo could be a specific placement for somebody. We have 72. This is also making me think of like July 2nd or February 7th could be a specific date, 333 on the time as I'm saying this. But I love this. I mean, right off the bat, your future self is living the high life is how that's coming through. Your future self, they're also an old soul. I think you go through a lot, group one, from your current energy right now. If anything, your energy right now, it's not that it seems innocent, but it feels like less evolved than this version of you that's coming through. So Spirit is saying there's quite a bit of evolution to go through. And I think your future self is saying, like, don't be afraid of it. Don't run away from it. If anything, you have to like experience it head on in order to get to where I am today. But it seems like there is some evolution or some transformation, something coming in that I'm hearing you're going to get tough skin. Like something is coming in to where it's kind of taking away that innocence and it's giving you a layer of tough skin, but that's the only way you can get to this version of your future self is through that tough skin. Some of you could have already been through that tough skin moment, or maybe it's happening relatively in this energy. So now, since we kind of have an idea of who your future self is that's coming through, I also think this version of you is very luxurious. Not only are they incredibly hardworking, incredibly devoted to their craft or to their business, to their job, to their lifestyle, but they're incredibly luxurious. They're very physically luxurious. So how do I say that? They wear nice clothing. They take care of their skin. Like they have really good skincare. Really, they take care of their body. I'm seeing your future self doesn't like flashy things, like designer. Like they don't like flashy things. Because they have the motto of like money screams, but wealth whispers. So it's like you're entering into a very grounded and abundant future version of yourself. And this version, it's like it prefers expensive fabric over brand labels, you know, and it takes really good care of its body, but also its immediate surroundings. And it just lives like a luxurious life, which is really nice to see. Okay. So first, let's get a message of comfort here for group one, from group one's future self. What is one message of comfort for group one's current energy? Justice. And justice was in the reverse too. So a message of comfort, they're saying to you that something is going to balance itself out and something will work out. I think that you could be in some kind of a limbo or something isn't like moving. So the scales are not balanced just yet, but it will balance itself out and you don't have to worry about it too much. For example, if this is like a legal battle, if this is something to do with any type of a court situation, a court battle, it will balance itself out. It will work out in your favor. Or if your life in general is just out of balance and you're having a hard time navigating life, you're having a hard time finding yourself. Because it feels like with this current energy being justice in the reverse, something is definitely off balance. You know, some aspect of your life isn't as smooth as you want it to be. But they are saying instead of stressing it out or stressing out about it, just know that it will work itself out. It might take a little bit longer. There's that message again about staying patient and seeing something through, because just because it might take a while, don't let that scare you into thinking this is it, this is the end, it's never going to work out in your favor. Don't think that way, because something is moving in its own pace. And it also seems like you don't have a lot of control over the timeline of this situation. Whatever it is, maybe you want the resolution quicker, you want the solution quicker, you want somebody to respond quicker, you want something to move faster. And it's saying that you have no control over the timeline of something here. So the best way for you to find peace and allow something to unfold the way it is just going to unfold is to take a step back from it, stop trying to control the situation so much, but also stop giving it so much mental energy. Because maybe you're trying to manifest something to move quicker, but that overthinking, it's actually not affecting the timeline of the situation at all. And if anything, they're saying, I'd rather you be at peace in your life right now instead of worrying about trying to speed something up here. This could even be about the life you want to live, right? This could be about so many topics. But it's like, just because something is not where you want it to be right now, for one, it doesn't mean your efforts are going wasted. They want you to acknowledge that. And number two, just because it's not moving as fast as you want it to, doesn't mean it's not moving. It's still moving. And I'm also hearing there's a lot of external circumstances. Like, say, even if you're ready for something, maybe there's other parties involved. Maybe there's other lawyers involved. There's other timelines for other people. Like, there's other things involved in the 3D world. And sometimes the 3D logistics just takes a while and it moves a little slowly. But just because you're overthinking, just because you're trying to manifest something and like do all these things to make it move faster, it's not going to move faster. So they're saying you might as well take that energy and pour it back into yourself, or pour it back into something that's actually benefiting you, instead of trying to force this situation. So that is a message of comfort for you. First, okay, next, let's see, is there anything you should change? Is there anything group one should change or redirect in their current energy? Is there anything group one should change or redirect in their current energy? Four of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. It's interesting. We have the Four of Pentacles and then the Nine of Pentacles, which is the energy of your future self, which is this abundant, luxurious, independent, self-sufficient, financially stable, hardworking energy. And then this feels more of your current energy of a bit of a lack, a bit of financial struggles. You're in a bit of an unknown. You don't know what's happening, you know, like you don't know where life is taking you. So it's interesting, from your current energy to the energy of where you're headed, it's very different. And your future self is saying, I can see why you are already thinking worst case scenario, 1111 all the time. I can already see why you're thinking worst case scenario, or why your mental health is affected, or why you think something's not working out in your favor, something's not moving forward, that you're struggling, you're stuck, you're in a drought, you're in a lack. Like, I could see why you think that way, because maybe it's true, right? But it's interesting because you have a lot of perseverance, group one. I think you work incredibly hard to get yourself out of this lack, because this is something that you did for yourself. This energy, your future self wasn't just handed life on a silver platter, but you did something. You worked hard for it. You persevered. You had a specific goal in mind, and you went out and you achieved it. And that's how you got here. So that's another message about your efforts are not going wasted. Now, for this to be anything you should change / redirect, they're saying, excuse me, they're saying that you're holding on too tightly to a specific outcome of something. You are too set in stone about some scenario working out in a specific manner. And it seems like the universe has a different plan for you. But because you have such a tight grip on what you want, it's actually causing more friction in the universe's plan. And there's a need for you to loosen up a little bit. There's a need for you to surrender to whatever it is you are currently experiencing, and have faith that if what you are seeking or the life that you are trying to hold on to, have faith that if that's not really meant for you, that the universe is taking you to what is meant for you. Like, okay, an example I can give that is coming through very strongly is some kind of a marriage, especially because we have justice here. There's this energy of like, say you really want some kind of a marriage or a relationship to work out, and you're holding on to it incredibly tightly to make sure it works out. But maybe this is not your person. This is not the life for you. And the universe is trying to like remove you from the situation, or the universe is trying to redirect you somewhere else, but you are trying to hold on to it because you don't want to let it go. And that's what's causing the chaos and the situation to be super out of balance, because the universe is pulling in one direction and you're pulling in the other direction. And it's tough, right? Like whenever we have this Four of Pentacles, this is Capricorn energy. This is Sun in Capricorn. You're very set in your ways. And I think you're very devoted. Like whenever you start something, this could even be about a job or about a business, something you could have put financial investments into. But it's like whenever you start something, you want to see it through. You want to make sure you get a return on your investment. That is a very Capricorn mindset. And your future self is saying that something here is actually not going to work out. I know we were just saying like everything's going to work out, but it feels like there's a very specific thing in your life right now that whatever it is that you are forcing it to work, you're forcing it to like produce something that's actually not meant for you. So that is part of what's throwing everything off balance, but it's also a part of why you're stuck. Because say this is a business situation or a job, like say you're in some kind of a dead-end job, but you really don't want to walk away from it because you spent like years at this place and you feel like your hard work is going to waste if you were to walk away from this, even though it's a dead-end situation. And this situation is not allowing you to grow. It's not allowing you to expand. It's not allowing you to grow financially. It's not allowing you to grow emotionally. It's totally just like a total dead end of a situation. So then your future self is saying like the life that you want to live is drastically different than the life that you are stuck in, but you have the option to walk away from it. Or maybe you don't realize it. For some of you, I feel like you don't realize you have the option just yet. And that's where a bit of like meditation, a bit of a spiritual awakening, a bit of loosening your grip and surrendering to the divine right now will help you understand, oh, okay, like maybe I am holding on a little too tight. Maybe there is some other option that's going to open up for me, but I'm too clouded. Like my judgment is too clouded. I am blinded by what I'm forcing myself to be a part of or what I'm forcing myself to see. I'm not able to see that there is this second option that's opening up or is already opened up. You know what I mean? Because I think for you, there's something about like you don't realize you have another option, or like you don't realize it's time to end something or to walk away from something. But I think it's just because you have such a tight grip on it. It's like tunnel visioned, you know, that you don't see that there is this other option. And yeah, okay, so that is where your first redirection has to come in, is loosening your grip on a situation that's not working out for you, and take a step back and try to not only go internally and have a more of an introspective perspective about it, but also to like view it practically and realistically, to like open up your mind to see what other options do I have? What can I do? How can I change this? For some of you, it could even be like your environment, you've outgrown the environment you're living in. Like say you're in your hometown, right? And you have nothing left to gain in your hometown, and there's not many opportunities for you to expand here, but your comfort zone is keeping you stuck in your hometown because you're too afraid to move somewhere else or to move abroad or to try something new. in a new place. You know, so this doesn't necessarily have to be about a job or a relationship. It could just be your physical environment. You've outgrown the physical environment, but it's the fear that's like keeping you here, if that makes sense. So that is something that you need to redirect your energy in a different way, or have a bit of a perspective shift about it. So now I want to see, what are you doing right for group one? Group one's future self. What is group one doing right in their current energy? What are they doing right in their current energy? Yeah, I think your comfort zone is a big thing here with this energy that I'm sensing, because the Four of Pentacles is also like you holding back because of a comfort zone. Say there's a certain lifestyle, a certain job, a certain living situation, studying abroad, a certain something, right? Like there's something where you want to expand as a person and as a soul. You are craving expansion, but your comfort zone and that fear of stepping out of the comfort zone is what's keeping you back. And that's what's keeping you stuck and keeping you in some kind of a dead end situation, is the comfort zone. So it's funny, right? Because we think our comfort zone is here to protect us. It's here to give us this safety, and it's here to, like, you know, be a good option for us. But in reality, the comfort zone is actually self-sabotaging you. It's, you know, it's not the best option because there is something better. But isn't that funny, like just psychologically, how we assume comfort zones are here to help us? But in reality, it is some form of self-sabotage because it's not helping you expand. And life doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Life happens literally right outside that line. You know, there's the line. This is the comfort zone. This is your next step. That's why there's no growth in a comfort zone. That's why you hit that max. Because this is the max, and then you have to come out of it to go past that max. So what is group two? I mean, group two, whoa. What is group one doing right? Maybe some of you were also drawn to group two. What is group one doing correctly in their current energy? Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, Nine of Cups. Wow. Okay, this is so interesting, right? We have Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, but this is your future. What you're doing correctly in your current energy is you have not, your happiness and your emotional fulfillment is not tied to your external reality. So that's good. That's a good thing, because it feels like even if you feel stuck, even if life is a little unbalanced right now and you're feeling that friction, you're still happy within yourself and you're still happy with the lifestyle that you have. So I love to see this, because it feels like you're not, you know, even if you want more out of a situation, you're not being hard on yourself, or at least you're not being like, yeah, you're not being too hard on yourself. You're not a victim to whatever is happening. And I like to see that, because it feels like you're still happy with the life you're living. You're not a victim to your circumstances. And that's how you know that your happiness is genuine. Because if you were, you know, in this lack, whatever the lack is, and you were saying to yourself, well, maybe if I just had more money, maybe if I just had a different partner, maybe if I just lived somewhere else, I'd be happy. Maybe it's my circumstances that are keeping me sad, but if I change them and if I do bigger and better and I do all these things, right? Like maybe that's what's going to make me happy. But you're not like that. And that's what I love, because you know that your internal happiness and satisfaction has to come from no matter where your circumstances are in life. Because it's you. You know, like if you are emotionally unfulfilled, then no amount of money is going to make you fulfilled. No amount of the right partner or the right situation is going to make you fulfilled, because you have to fill that fulfillment within yourself. You know, because if there's a void within you and you are going out to seek something to fill that void within yourself, it's never going to work. That void will never be filled, because it has to be filled from you first, no matter what your circumstances are. That's how you know you're actually pursuing something for the right reasons. And I think what your future self is saying, especially with the number 44 here, is that you are already happy within yourself. You don't have a void, or at least you don't have a emotional void within you that you are seeking an external thing to fill. And I love that. And that is the right way to go about something, because now you know that you want expansion, you want love, you want partnership, you want travel, you want business, you want all these things truly just expand in your life and to add more to your life. It's like the cherry on top, to give yourself more, to give yourself the right partnership, the right situations, but you're not chasing it out of an internal lack. So I love that. And I think your future self is also saying, because of that, you're not chasing dead end situations. Because if we had a lack within ourselves and we're thinking, okay, a marriage or a relationship is the only thing that's going to fill this void within myself. So now you're chasing people left and right. You're chasing down anybody, trying to find just relationship out of relationship or people, and you're like, there's no filter. You're just chasing anything to give you that fulfillment, to fill the void. But that's how you just end up in like karmic situations, toxic people, and you're just like chasing your tail at a certain point. But you're not doing that. So you are pursuing this expansion out of a very genuine and pure energy within your life, because you want that cherry on top. You want to do better because you love yourself enough to do better. So I love it. How can you embody / fully evolve into your future self? Now, for those of you, if you haven't fully embodied this, that emotional fulfillment, then that message for you is to make sure you are pursuing something because you're not pursuing it out of that lack. Because your future self is saying, make sure you are emotionally fulfilled first, before you pursue something to fill that void within you. Excuse me, so many burps, sorry. Okay, so how can you embody / fully evolve into your future self? How can group 1 embody / fully evolve into their future self? Three of Pentacles. Oh, I love it. Actually, why don't I just set this here? Okay, that's better. 3 of Pentacles, number 66. 66, 67. The number 1. 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, 1 age gap, 1 year age gap, 1 day. How can you embody / evolve into your future self? We have the 3 of Pentacles with a beehive. And we also have more coins. You have so many Pentacles cards. So I think right now you are emotionally fulfilled, group 1, but now you are wanting financial stability. Like, that's truly how it's coming through. It's like, I am happy with my life. I'm happy with where I am, but I just want something to change. Not out of a lack, but so I can better evolve, you know? And for a lot of you, it could have to do with money or your stability right now, or navigating some kind of a legal situation that somehow contributes to the stability, or I guess is like affecting your stability. Yeah, we have Venus in Virgo. This is Libra. 9 of Cups. This is Jupiter in Pisces. Oh, there was a different group that got 9 of Cups, wasn't there? And then this is Sun in Capricorn. And then this is Mars in Capricorn. Working and creating doing something tangible that has tangible results is how you can get to your future self. Because we already established your future self's energy is abundant, successful, independent. It's sitting on like incredible financial stability, maybe even like generational stability. They're sitting on their own legacy. And it's something you built from the ground up. It's something you work towards from that little seed, and it grew into that business, or it grew into that situation. So whatever this is, whatever you want the shift in your life to be, the way you can get there is by truly working towards it. Like literally brick by brick. You know, I'm seeing it as a very literal sense of like putting in the time, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears if needed to build something that you want to build, to truly build a life. Like the fact that this is Pentacles, you're not going to get to evolve into your future self if you're just wishing and praying and daydreaming and fantasizing about it. If you're to stay in your head about just this fantasy, but you're not going out there and layering the brick by brick to build this fantasy, then you're not getting there. This requires it to come out of the fantasy, come out of the head, come out of the prayers and manifestation phase, and actually lay down brick by brick to build something realistic and something tangible here. It also feels like I said earlier, something here is not going to be handed to you. You have to put in the time and effort to build it yourself. Which is really interesting for it to come out like that. Okay. There's also an energy to not get distracted, because it feels like whatever the current distractions are, it is like messing with your mental health somehow, or messing with your motivation, your drive, messing with your schedules or your stability somehow, to where it's not allowing you to lay down brick by brick. So to remove your distractions, also to don't spread yourself so thin. Say if there's like multiple things you're doing and you just like don't have time, there's a need for you to focus on the one thing that you actually want the most success from, and to devote all your time to it. Instead of spreading yourself too thin and trying to balance like 5 different things, choose one thing and just like focus on that for like a year. I think you need to have a set schedule, a set routine, and you have to have discipline, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about time and structure and discipline and building a solid foundation. So if you're spreading yourself too thin and you're not able to focus on one thing, then you're not building the one thing that's actually going to get you to this 9 of Pentacles future self. So that's why there's something about remove your distractions right now. Or, you know, let's move away from that energy, that dead end energy, because this evolution is not happening when you're in a dead end situation. Okay, anything important? Oh, well, actually first let's see what's next in life. What's next in life for group 1? Some of you could be getting a pet. I'm seeing adopting a little dog, maybe adopting maybe a fish, but also maybe like a bearded dragon. Or some kind of a lizard, an iguana. Let's see, what's next in life for group 1? Ooh, Apprentice of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. Yeah, you already have like an idea of something that you want to do, or it's like you already know that you've hit some dead end. So it's time to like do something about it. Whoa, that was a loud door slam. It's time to do something about it. It's time to bring those ideas out of your mind and actually pursue them in your reality. It's interesting how this ant is so little, but the sword is so tall. There's something about like really believing in yourself right now as this little ant, you know, to dream big, to aim big. Like, don't restrict yourself right now, and also don't belittle your talents right now. Don't belittle your ideas right now. There is something like really big. It's literally like go big or go home energy that you're stepping into. And I think you're having some kind of an aha moment, or you're receiving the clarity, because we were saying, remember, like your judgment is clouded. But very soon, I don't know if it's because of this reading, I don't know if it's something happening in your personal life, but you're getting that clarity. The truth is coming out, and you're finally able to see the truth, and you're finally able to decide what you want to do from there. So you're having some kind of a big aha light bulb moment very soon. or the truth is coming out. Maybe for some of you, if there's some kind of that legal system or whatever is out of balance, it's finally balancing itself out. So that's really nice. But I also think this is part of you putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Even if it's like little things, you know, I think you're still getting ready to do something big. You're taking the clarity and the truth of what you want and what you have just like observed or what you've just learned, and you're doing something with it instead of just sitting on it. Now, anything important your future self wants you to know about your present moment? Anything else that's important that group one's future self wants them to know about their present moment? Temperance. 8 of Cups, bottom of the deck. Oh, and then the Empress. Oh, there's the Ace of Swords. Okay, literally, you are being given some kind of truth. Like, Spirit is revealing the truth about something very, oh my God, literally the Magician. Literally very soon. And with the Magician, the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, you're meant to take that truth and do something with it. Do something tangible and realistic with this truth. But you're definitely having the wake-up call or the clarity that you're seeking. It's coming in like very soon. With something important you're meant to know. With Temperance and the 8 of Cups here, this really feels like something has lived its term. Something is expiring or already expired. It just feels like it's time to walk away from something, even if it's painful or sad, you know, even if you have to walk away. And you know, like at the end of the day, maybe we don't want to walk away from something, but it just feels like the cycle is done in some way, and it's time to move into the next cycle in your life or the next thing. And your emotions are going to want you to hold yourself back, but we have to do the logical thing here. We have to do the thing that's actually going to give us the most success. And maybe staying in the situation, even though maybe our heart wants it, maybe it's not going to give us the most success. Because you need to eventually get yourself into the Magician energy. And with Temperance here, you know, stay patient with yourself. It's not going to be like an easiest transition. You're not just going to wake up and be totally over it. I think something about it stings. Something about it is a little tough. But you know that it's the best thing for you right now. And I love that we have the Empress, especially for some of you, if you have kids. I think that whatever this transition is actually the best thing for your kids, for their own development and their own happiness. And there's also something here about like putting your kids first or like thinking about them. But also just remind yourself like you are the Empress in this situation. You always have been and you always will be. You're just, you know, aligning yourself a little bit closer to the life you're meant to live by walking away from this. Okay. That is everything that I'm seeing, Group 1. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're interested in a private reading, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. We can have a one-on-one session together. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content. The viewers get to suggest the monthly reading. So if that is something you want and you just want like more content from me, go ahead and check out Patreon. That is also in the description below. But thank you guys so much for being here. Take good care of yourself and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Wheel of Fortune with Jupiter and the 4 fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo, with the True Heart Intuitive Tarot and this red Jasper, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. I'm going to set your crystal right here. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for all of your support here on my channel. Whether it's your first time here or if you have watched my readings before, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. So let's get right into it. Reading is all about messages from your future self. We're going to start off with the current energy of your future self that's coming through, and then I have some questions that we can answer directly from your future self about your current energy. Now, looking at this Wheel of Fortune specifically, a bird in flight, maybe like an eagle in flight or even like a hawk, but specifically like in flight with their wings out like that, could be a specific sign for you or a specific symbol for you. And the fact that we see the entire zodiac wheel on this card, it just feels like something is finally shifting in your favor. So it's like something is finally happening, or like the wheel is finally turning in your favor. Yeah, something's finally happening. And with Jupiter here, there is an aspect of luck to this. There is an aspect of like it's out of your control and you kind of just had to wait, or you're kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like you just had to like, you couldn't do anything about it other than just kind of hang around, wait for the right time in the right moment, something like that. But with Jupiter, this feels very abundant. It feels expansive. It feels life-changing in some way. So maybe your future self is here to say to you, something is shifting very soon in your life for the better. And they're also saying like you don't right now, especially because like we're human, right? Like we want something maybe to work out a certain way, but we don't see we don't see it from that bird's eye view. Because for example, say if there's something you're waiting on, like we don't realize that there's so many other things and other factors and so many little nitty-gritty details that also have to work out and align for something to finally work out. And I think in the moment of you waiting for something to shift, you're not seeing like all the other details and everything else that's going into the situation. You're just seeing that something hasn't happened yet or something hasn't shifted yet. But they're saying the moment it does shift and it does make sense to you and it like clicks, then you're going to realize, you're going to see like the higher perspective about it. You're going to see where it came from. You're going to see how many people had to sign off on it. You know, it's like, I don't know, there's something about like you don't see the full mechanics of like everything that's happening behind the scenes of your manifestation. And maybe that's why you're a little frustrated, because if one day when you do see all the things that had to go on behind the scenes, then it'll make sense to you why something took a certain amount of time or why it worked out the way it did. Okay, group 2. So what happened was I started recording your reading and then I just like hit a wall. It was so weird. Like I just could not channel. I don't know why. And normally when I feel that way, sometimes that happens. I just like, I'm done with that group. I don't force it and I just move on. So I'm coming back to group 2. I just saw 22 on the time. So I'm wondering, I hope it doesn't happen again because I would like to get this reading done today. So let's just see what's going on. Let's start over. I'm going to keep my original intro the same. But first, let's start off with group 2's current energy of their future self that's coming through. It's coming through today. Okay, King of Cups. The World. We do have the Three of Swords here. For some of you, well, I guess this is probably for everyone because this is your energy. The future self that's coming through today, they are incredibly healed and they're incredibly evolved, especially emotionally healed and emotionally evolved. With that Three of Swords, there could have been some heartache or some trauma or something, you know, painful, emotionally painful that you went through. But your future self that's coming through, they're totally healed and they're really emotionally open. They're really emotionally available. And they're very emotionally intelligent. I love that energy. And even with the World here, it feels like their energy is really evolved from maybe who you are right now, or it's like you're on the way to this evolution. This future self also feels very powerful, very spiritual, very in tune, and very intentional. Like everything that's kind of happening in your life, they're saying everything has a reason and everything is intentional. The universe is not just throwing things at you for no reason. Everything the universe is doing in your current energy group 2 is incredibly intentional, even if it feels confusing in the moment. And because you could be in an energy of questioning something or healing and evolving through something, But this future self is here and confirming to you that you will get through the evolution and you will heal. Because you could even wonder, will I ever heal from this? Whatever you're going through emotionally. And they're saying, yes, you will. Not only will you heal, but you will channel it and use it as fuel to get to where you want to go in life, or to become the person you want to be in this lifetime. Your future self could travel a lot, because we have the literal world here. They could travel often. Maybe they are, they speak multiple languages. Maybe they're like multicultural somehow. They like immerse themselves in different cultures and different traditions. Maybe even like a traveling nomad energy of like traveling the world, living in few places at a time, like bouncing around. Your future self is also putting themselves first. And they also could do something that is international. So maybe it's like an international job. Or maybe it's like they're somehow touching the masses, touching people around the world, or like healing people around the world, helping people around the world. But there's something about like they are international in some way. But they're very independent and they live life on their terms, and they live life to whatever they want to do. They don't get swayed by other people's opinions or judgments. And your future self knows themselves really well. I mean, they know exactly who they are, exactly what they want, and they're not going to settle for less than that, which is probably why they're so comfortable being independent. For some of you, you could already kind of be in this energy a little bit, or you're like well on your way to this energy. But with the King of Cups and all that healing that we're talking about, there could be an energy of like your future self heals other people, heals people around the world, or heals people, like I'm thinking about the internet, heals people online, even like a traveling nurse. There's something where they use their healing powers or their gifts, their abilities, or just their own wisdom, because you are going through some major evolutions in your life, and I think you turn that and channel that into wisdom for others. And I think you'll be very successful at it, because your future self is very successful at it. And they're very happy. So if there is some unhappiness that you are currently dealing with, your future self is saying you will get to the other side. And not only will you heal and help yourself get to the other side, but you're going to do it for other people. Your future self, they're also saying that you're in the process of finding your calling. So whatever, because the world, talks about the end of a cycle, whatever cycle you're currently ending, group 2, you are in the process of finding your purpose here in this lifetime, or finding your calling. That is your purpose here in this lifetime. Maybe some of you have just stumbled upon it, or you are about to, but something about your current internal transformation is taking you directly to the calling, which is really interesting. Okay, King of Cups is Libra and Scorpio energy, and then the world is Saturn with fixed signs, so Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. And yeah, with this being Saturn, your future self has evolved a lot. A lot. It's like a version of yourself that you wouldn't even imagine exists, because it's so different, or they have changed so much. They've restructured themselves so much from you now to who they are in the future. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. Let's get one message of comfort from Group 2's future self to Group 2. What is one message of comfort? Wow, the Star. Another major arcana. This again goes back to healing. The Star is all about healing and being patient with yourself. Okay, you are definitely going through a massive healing and transformation in your life, group 2, and they want you to know that this is something that is meant for your overall evolution, especially if it's kind of sad or you're feeling that heartbroken energy, or if you're feeling like this is a tough time for you because you're trying to navigate the situation. Maybe you feel alone. Maybe you feel like you're doing everything by yourself. I'm thinking about a single mom, somebody that's raising kids by themselves, or a single dad, like a single parent who maybe doesn't have a lot of help. And your future self is saying, just keep going, because you are about to end up with so much more than you have right now, but you're about to end up incredibly strong, incredibly independent, incredibly self-sufficient, and you're going to restructure your entire existence all by yourself. Because I think you could be sad that you are alone, or you're doing something by yourself, or you feel so alone and that you don't have help. And your future self is saying you're viewing it in a negative way, which obviously, like, it's never fun to do something alone, right? Like, that's not what we always want. We don't always want to be alone, but they're saying there's a reason you're going through something alone. It's because you're meant to do something alone right now. So even though you are feeling it as a weakness and you're feeling it as limitations or restrictions, there's actually a reason behind it. Because you're meant to get somewhere alone. You're not meant to, like, have someone on this journey with you. Because I think whatever this is you're dealing with, the star here, this healing and this transition in your life is tied directly to, like, your purpose here on earth, and tied directly to where you're meant to go after you come out of it. So it feels like you wouldn't get to that depth of who you are and what you're meant to evolve into if you didn't do this by yourself, or if there wasn't this pressure on you. Like, I'm thinking of, like, a diamond. Like, isn't it like there's pressure that, like, creates a diamond or something? I don't know. That's such an interesting energy. But something about this path, you're meant to walk this path alone. And that's why it might even feel tough to even find help or find some external resources. Because for some reason, this is a time for you to turn inward and not outward. And that's why if there is, like, resistance when you're trying to seek something externally, I think the universe is doing that on purpose. It's like they're shutting down avenues, so that way you have to turn within yourself. And if this is tied directly to something you are meant to do for the collective, then that makes a lot of sense. Because if you don't navigate something on your own, if you don't heal something truly from the inside out by yourself and become this new version and establish a new life for yourself, and if you're like, if you have, like, a cheat code, or if you're like using external resources that other people don't have, then you can't necessarily, like, preach to the masses or heal the masses, because then you had some kind of a cheat code. I don't know how else to describe that. It's like your purpose is to help the collective heal. But if you don't go through this the way the universe has to have you go through it, then you can't heal the collective, or you can't become this person if you don't have the actual experience getting to this. Because that's the only way you're going to be relatable, and that's the only way that other people are going to feel the authenticness and the genuineness of what you are putting out there and who you have become, because you got yourself there. And it's like, then other people who were in your same position or are in your same position, I just saw 1111 on the time, can see what you did, and they know that it's possible for themselves too. Does that make sense? That's why something is really tough, because it's literally like shaping who you are meant to be in this lifetime. So this is not like fun and games, especially with Saturn here. This is not just like something for a weekend. This is your life's purpose. So that's so interesting. Okay. Anything you should change / redirect in group 2's current energy? Is there anything they should change or redirect to align better? The Hermit and the Prince of Swords. That's the Knight of Swords. Hmm. Embrace the change. Whatever this healing is, whatever this transition is, there is a need to embrace it and to view it in a sense of that it is part of your ultimate purpose and your ultimate evolution. So that somehow makes it like easier on you to navigate. Okay. There's a need to protect yourself right now, because I think that because you're seeking help, maybe you're like you have opened up your energy to people, or it's like people have access to you, people have access to your home or your lifestyle or your life or your emotions or your energy. There's something here on like you have to shut that down. You have to protect your energy, especially from certain people around you. And I'm hearing not everyone has the best intentions for you, but I think when you feel trapped in some way, then it is more out of like being desperate or like really craving help or wanting help, and like you don't have anywhere else to go. So like you're going to certain people and you're opening up your vulnerabilities. But there's a need to take that and turn it internally, because you're not, for some reason, you're not supposed to let people in right now, especially if you're going through a massive internal, external, spiritual transformation. There's a need to like keep your cards close to your chest. Don't say too much about what's going on, especially if there's people around you that are trying to sabotage or that are not helping you move forward. I think that your voice is directly tied to your, not only your healing, but also directly tied to your purpose. So I think you're really meant to use your voice to like speak up about something. And I think with both of these energies together, your voice is your greatest asset right now. And either it's like speaking up for your own boundaries, speaking up for your own health, for your own lifestyle, for your own whatever it is. You have to speak up right now and like stand your ground and set healthy boundaries with people. Yeah. But there is this message that your voice is somehow tied to how you help heal people in the future. Because I think your future self, they use all the resources that are available to them to get to this, And I definitely feel like your voice is one of those resources. But it definitely feels like right now you have to establish healthy boundaries with people. So what are you doing right? What is group 2 doing right? Ooh, I love it. The Chariot. So many major arcana. What you're doing right is you are moving forward. You're not a victim to your circumstances, or like you're not allowing yourself to just sit there and dwell on the sadness of something. You're really using it to better your life and to move forward in life. So I really love to see that. I think you're very determined right now, and you know that you want to get out of something. You know that you want to better yourself. And I think you also know that this healing has to happen first. And again, there's this message of like you already have the resources or you already have the tools, because this is making me think of the magician, where the magician already has their tools in front of them to get started on something. But I think you're finally like moving into this, not finally, but I think you're in this energy of like you're motivated, you're driven, and you're going to get something done. You're not just going to sit and cry about it or like sit in the sadness of it and have like a pity party. I think you're really turning the tables to where you're headstrong and you're like setting your boundaries, you're making a plan, and you're getting something done. Because whatever you are doing with this forward moving energy, that is what's getting you to the next level. For some of you, if you're planning on like moving or relocating, that could also be something here. But yeah, this feels like showing up as a new version of yourself and not allowing yourself to be who you used to be because you don't want to be that old version of yourself anymore. So I really like that. And your future self is saying you're definitely on the right path with that. And you're also taking something into your own hands. Maybe, you know, for a while, maybe you did like drown in whatever this is, but it feels like in your current energy, you're just taking action and you're taking charge. You're not allowing something to control you. You're not allowing somebody else or some circumstances to make the decisions for you or to control you or to control your happiness or to control your life or to control your kids. Like there's something here to where you're like, I'm the boss and I'm going to make things happen and nothing is going to get past me. And if you're not there yet, that is the energy for you to shift into. How can you embody / fully evolve into your future self? How can group 2 embody or fully evolve into their future self? Oh, Ace of Cups, and that cup is definitely running over. Let's clarify. It's interesting, there's a cup there, there's the 2 cups here. The King of Cups is also holding 2 cups. King of Wands. You have 2 kings out. I think this group could be anything. I'm not getting a specific feminine or masculine. I think this is like a 50-50 energy. But how can you fully embody your future, fully embody / evolve into your future self is the Ace of Cups and the King of Wands. For one, stepping into your confidence, because that's what gets you into the forward moving energy. If we're not confident about ourselves, if we're not confident about our abilities, if we're not confident about where we want to go in life, then we're not taking action towards it. And we can't because we're not confident about it. So that's just like this endless cycle of just like not getting anything done. So the first way that you embody this is to reclaim your power, take your power back from wherever it has been leaking on into, and to stand in your confidence. And this will go hand in hand with your healing though. Your future self is saying as you heal, you will naturally become more confident. You will naturally start to withdraw from external people that are not serving you. You will naturally become more selective with energies and who you're giving your energy to. But they're saying it's very important for you to claim your power and to stand in your power. Because if you don't, then you can easily be manipulated or swayed in multiple different directions. But once you stand in your power, nobody is messing with us. You know, nobody can tell us what to do when we get to this energy. So that's why that's really important for you. And it's really important for this part of your evolution. There's also your future self is saying it's important that you believe that you can do something yourself. And you know, I'm always the biggest believer that if we need help, let's ask for it. You know, we don't have to carry the burdens by ourselves. But for some reason, there's something here on like you're doing something by yourself. I don't know why. And I normally wouldn't say that, you know? I'm always a big believer in like therapy or acquaintances and companions and all these things, but there's something here on like you have to believe that you can do something yourself because you're meant to do something yourself. But you can do it yourself. Your future self is also saying like nobody sees the vision the way you do, nobody sees the end goal the way you do, and nobody loves yourself the way you do. Nobody loves your kids or whatever you're fighting for. Nobody loves that situation as much as you do. And I think right now, they're saying letting external people in is actually doing more harm than good. So there's a need for you to really like pull everything back inside of you. But with the Ace of Cups here, There's the need for you to be optimistic about the situation. Have faith that it is happening for a reason and it is taking you somewhere, taking you where you are meant to go. Because your future self, they're saying like, it's easy to get caught up in the sadness of it, and it's easy to drown out in it. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves to be optimistic or have a bit of a perspective shift on what something is happening. Because right now, group 2, it feels like you are going through like a monumental shift in your life. And your future self is helping you and trying to explain to you how you can move forward from it and what to do right now. Because this doesn't feel like your entire, like we're not talking about your entire life. We're just talking about one massive thing that's happening right now. That's not gonna, it's temporary. It's not a permanent situation. But yeah, okay, that's what I'm seeing. With that Ace of Cups, I definitely feel like self-love, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, you know, don't neglect yourself, don't neglect your health, your physical health, emotional health, mental health. Okay, so then let's see, what's next in life for group 2? What's next in life for group 2? Oh, okay. Oh, Temperance. There's the cups again, pouring into yourself. We see the cups here, here, here again. I see you detaching from something. And I think that, again, is important for this healing that you're going through. So you are detaching from people. And I think you're kind of doing your own thing from now on. I think that whatever you're healing through and trying to navigate, it's taking up a lot of bandwidth and a lot of time and energy and effort. So I think right now you're shifting your focus to just that. But I think you're also being easy on yourself and you're not being too hard on yourself and you're allowing yourself to take it one day at a time. But it's like you're truly healing something from the inside out. Let's clarify what's next for group 2. Peace of mind. I think you're finally finding peace and happiness. Oh, that's a lot. Let's clarify. What's next? Can we clarify the Temperance? Okay, Two of Swords. You might be forced to make a decision soon. And maybe that decision is like part of what we've been talking about, like walking away from something, doing something on your own, cutting somebody out, figuring out where you want to go from here, what's serving you, what's not serving you. I'm seeing it as like decluttering. I think right now in this next stage, you realize that you have to declutter, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You have to like get a schedule. You have to get your priorities down. It's like you have to like organize the plan, organize the path and where you're going. And I'm seeing like kind of removing things, adding things, but I definitely see you're making decisions right now. And Spirit is saying, well, Spirit and your future self, they're saying, go easy on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself and allow yourself to take all the time it needs. Because right now, patience is your best asset. Because if you try to rush something, it's not going to work. You have to be patient with yourself. But that's what's next. There's going to be some decisions that are needed next. Anything important your future self wants you to know right now in your present moment. Anything group 2's future self wants them to know about their present moment. Justice. Something is finally balancing itself out. And it feels like it starts with whatever this decluttering is, or whatever the decisions are that you are making. It starts with that. but it feels like you're finally, yeah, taking your power back. You're finally aligning things back up. You don't want to be out of balance anymore. So it feels like you're definitely doing the right things right now, group 2. Okay, let's see what else came out here. A lot did. I'll take all of them though. Let's see. Oh, the 4 of Wands. Yeah, I think that you're finally aligning to the life that you want to live. And because you are healing and possibly walking away from things and, establishing yourself in a different way, it's like you're finally living the life that you want to live. Especially if you're cutting certain people out and, starting over with yourself. It's like you're living on your terms. It's the life that you want. It's not the life that somebody else wants. It's the life that you want. And I think you detaching from something and healing, that is what's ultimately giving you the confidence to create this new life for yourself. But they are very happy because they're already there. Your future self is already established in some way here. So they're saying, once you get through this, you are well on your way. Judgment and the Hanged Man. Yeah, I think that just adds again to the healing, the introspective energy, and the Judgment is your wake-up call. Something is changing. Something is being removed or replaced, and your life is changing, group 2. I think you already know that because I think you're already in it. So just know there's a reason something is happening a certain way, and the best thing you can do right now is to surrender to it and to allow the changes to happen. So yeah. And for some of you, there could definitely be some kind of a new relationship that's coming in. Maybe part of this healing is you're healing from a marriage, because even justice can be like a marriage, like a divorce or something. So for some of you, maybe you're like going through some kind of a separation. Your future self is saying there is a new partner in your future, a very happy and like healthy relationship. For those of you, if you're healing, but it's not to do with anything to do with the love or marriage situation, they're still saying to you, there is a very healthy relationship dynamic coming in for you. But it would be like after this healing and transformation. Okay, group 2, that's what I'm seeing. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. And if you are interested in exclusive content, I have a Patreon that has in-depth pick-a-card readings that the collective over there gets to suggest. So it's personalized readings. But yeah, go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this 9 of Cups with the Mars in Pisces, I'm pretty sure Jupiter in Pisces, yes. Hey guys, if you chose this 9 of Cups with Jupiter in Pisces and this Botswana agate crystal with the Gentle Heart Tarot, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Yes, group 3. Thank you so much for being here, whether it's your first time here or if you have watched my readings before. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. Let's get right into it. This is all about messages from your future self. So we'll see, what does your future self want to say to you today? We're going to start off with the current energy of your future self, and you can use this as an energy check. So if this like doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. But let's see, what is the energy of group 3's future self? What is group 3's future self's current energy? Oh, wow. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and then we have the Page of Pentacles coming out together. The 6 of Pentacles is Moon in Taurus. So we have Earth here. So yeah, Earth signs, but specifically Taurus could be significant. Your future self, first of all, they're very successful. Your future self is definitely coming through as like a CEO, a boss, a business owner, an entrepreneur, something like that, where you set your own rules and you're your own boss. Now, your future self is very generous, very kind-hearted, and it also feels like the money and like the financial independence, financial freedom that your future self has achieved, it hasn't turned them bitter. Like, I don't know why it's coming through like that. It's like it hasn't turned them into a bad person. It hasn't turned them greedy. If anything, they probably just have more to give and more to share. Your future self really takes care of the people around them, especially like loved ones or family members. They really take care of everyone that they care about. Well, maybe not like everyone. I don't know how much money your future self is going to have, but definitely like financially and materially, they want to share, and they want to share it with the people that they love and the people that they care about. So very, very kind-hearted. You have a big heart here. With the Page of Diamonds, it feels like, definitely feels like your future self built something from the ground up. So this is like the seed of something that you planted, and your future self took that seed and created like an entire business or an entire empire, an entire lifestyle out of that one seed. So that's why they're incredibly humble, because they worked for something. They worked very hard for something. But that's also why they're so generous and loving, especially to the people they care about, because it's like they have more than they could ever want or ever need. I don't know why it's coming. Yeah, it's like, and something is theirs. They own something outright. So maybe they own the business outright. They own their stability. They own the finances. They own, like, they call all the shots. And everything is whatever they want it to be. So it's like they have a lot of flexibility with their job, with their career. They also have a lot of flexibility of how much they're willing to give you. Well, you, but you know, how much they're willing to give others. But yeah, it feels like this future self, your future self, worked very hard, was very determined, and really built something from the ground up here. And they're just a boss. I mean, this is like a very nice energy of somebody who is independent, self-sufficient, established, has that reputation, but they're also very like beautiful, very attractive on the outside, very luxurious on the outside as well. But it's like they never lost their way, especially if you came from humble beginnings. They never lost their way. The money never got to their head. Their status and their success never got to their head. And I think that's why they're so likable. Like, a lot of people just naturally gravitate towards your future self, naturally really love them, like them, because they're so relatable, they're so down to earth, they're so realistic. Like, they don't act like a big shot, top, like that hot shot. They don't act like that. They're just so humble and so kind, and they treat everybody the same. And I really love this energy. They're incredibly fair and they're incredibly balanced. Yeah, I really love this energy. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for the current energy of your future self that's coming through. So they could also have shorter hair, because it feels like maybe when you were younger, you had longer hair, but your future self has shorter hair. Okay, so first let's get a message of comfort. Get a message of comfort for group 3 from their future self. Message of comfort for group. Oh, okay. We have Judgment and we have the 10 of Cups. You will get what you want. That's interesting. You will get what you want out of some situation that you want. I know that's so vague. Okay, with Judgment here, there's a reason you are intuitively being called to something. And since we have the 10 of Cups, and this looks very much like a wedding situation, I'll interpret this in a romantic sense, but you are onto something when you are intuitively picking up about another person or about a relationship. They want to confirm to you that you're not crazy or you're not delusional, especially if something has not manifested or has not progressed in the 3D just yet. Because with the, oh, I just saw 111 on the time. Because with this Judgment card, her eyes are closed, but she has her third eye activated. So it feels like there is intuitively, you're picking up on a connection about a person here, or even a collaboration. If this is not romantic, this could be a business partner. This could be somebody that collaborates with you within your business. But there's some specific important connection that is coming into your life, partnership here, and you are picking up on it intuitively before it actually comes into the 3D, and you're not crazy or delusional. For some reason, your future self is saying to you that the universe, they chose to let you in on the secret. They chose to let you in on something a little bit before it actually manifests in the 3D. Maybe to prepare yourself, maybe to get your ducks in a row. But they're saying you were given the inside scoop. Maybe to test your own intuition, or to test your own patience, or to test your own faith. But there is a disconnect between the 5D and the 3D. It feels like whatever you're sensing in the 5D, it hasn't manifested in the 3D. So whatever this is, especially if it has to do with love or a partnership, collaborations, or just some significant connection or growth in a connection, there is some truth to it. And I think they want to confirm this to you so you don't doubt yourself. They also want you to know that your intuition is very accurate. Whether it's about this, whether it's about other things in your life, your intuition is always 100% accurate. So really trust it and lean into it, because it's your ego and your brain and your 3D self that wants to deny the intuition, that wants to deny the, the spiritual downloads, especially when your brain and the ego, it doesn't match up, right? Like you're getting these intuitive downloads in the 5D, but it hasn't manifested in the 3D. So your brain is immediately going to shut it down because it's like, well, this is crazy. Like, you're delusional and all these things. But it's in moments like that when you have these downloads and the 3D is not matching up, that's where your true faith comes in. I think you're being tested to some extent on how strong is your faith when you can't physically see what that faith is saying to you. So that's really interesting. Okay, is there anything that group 2, oh my gosh. Okay, I want to ask, is there anything that group 2 should change or redirect in their current energy? I want to line these up a little bit better. Okay, is there anything group 2 should change or redirect in their current energy? The 9 of Diamonds, no. I don't think there's really much for you to change or redirect. The Empress. I think that you're well on your way to you're well on your way to the aligned version of yourself. Or like okay, what am I saying? You're well on the way to already being aligned to the higher version of yourself. Maybe for some of you, this endeavor, whatever it is you're doing or starting or, pouring into, maybe you already did it or you're already doing it. Maybe for some of you, you've already found this success, which is so interesting because I'm asking about your future self. So maybe you found a little bit of success, but this 6 of Diamonds, she's like boss. I mean, she's like CEO boss. So she's kind of sitting at the very top, especially financially. So even if you started this endeavor, you're probably not to like, that CEO level just yet. But it feels like for a lot of you, maybe you already started this thing. But I love the Nine of Diamonds and the Empress talking about, is there anything you should change or redirect about yourself? And it's literally no. You are living your truth. You're living in your power. You're living in your abundance and your happiness. You're choosing yourself. You have independence. You're taking care of yourself. You have that self-sufficient energy right now. Even this kind of looks like a wedding dress, which is really interesting. But you're already aligned to who you're meant to be in this lifetime. So you could be in a stage in your life where things are just clicking. I mean, things are just flowing and clicking and everything is just doing really good. I think you are like mentally healthy. You are emotionally, spiritually healthy. I don't think you're going through any massive transformations right now. If you are, then I would say probably check out a different group, because this feels like my camera literally stopped working. I don't know what the heck just happened. Anyway, what I was saying is it feels like you're very aligned to your current destiny, your current path, and you're very aligned to your higher self. What I was saying is if you are going through a massive internal, external transformation, then this probably isn't your group, because it feels like you're really cruising. Life is really easy right now and things are just falling into your lap. And I think you've already done a lot of the heavy lifting and now you're just resting and you're just kind of allowing things to come in. So, is there anything you should change / redirect? No, I don't think so. I think if anything, to be a bit selective on who you're sharing your energy with, because we know you're really loving and you're really caring, and that is just going to grow. But yeah, Spirit is saying just be careful to have boundaries in place so you don't get carried away, or you don't allow other people to get carried away. But group 3, I mean, this is probably the easiest group so far. I think you're just totally cruising. So what are you doing right? Which I feel like we've already talked about that. 8 of Swords in the reverse. Oh, I love it. And you know what's interesting is when I asked for this question, the entire deck exploded. So that makes a lot of sense that you're already on the right path. What are you doing right? 8 of Swords in the reverse. You know, you're not in a mental prison. Your mental health is really healthy right now. You're not limiting yourself. You don't have these fears. You don't have anything holding you back or holding you down. I think you're very much in this energy of like, you know your worth, you know what you want, you know what you deserve, and you are working for that life. Especially with the 9 of Pentacles and the Empress, I think you're very self-sufficient. So I think you take care of yourself, you support yourself, you really put yourself first. I'm seeing a lot of self-care. I'm seeing like somebody who's just like maybe a little bit introverted right now, or kind of just doing your own thing right now, not really allowing anything to come in and disrupt this peace, because I think you have achieved a level of harmony and a level of peace that a lot of people don't have. And I think you worked very hard to get here. And that's why you're very selective with like who you let in right now. Maybe for some of you, you are literally getting married, because we have this energy here, especially the Empress. She is the mom. Maybe you're having a child at some point in time, or you're getting married soon. But yeah, what you're doing right is you don't have restrictions or limitations placed on yourself and on your overall evolution, which is amazing. That's like 1% of the population right now. You know, so I think you're doing really, really good. So how can you embody / fully evolve into your future self? How can group 3 embody and fully evolve into their future self? We have the 10 of Swords. Let's clarify. Okay, a previous version of you must end in order for you to truly embody and evolve into your future self. So your future self is saying, if there are any baggages, any open wounds, any unhealed situations, any pain, any burdens that are just not aligned with this new harmonious chapter in your life, you have to end that and walk away from that first before you can truly embody this future self. Because whatever this Ten of Swords, Six of Cups is, it's definitely something from your past. And it's something that you are still like maybe emotionally holding on to or energetically holding on to, or it is an unhealed wound in some way. And that's like the final thing for this next chapter in your life. That's the final thing to heal. And to like set aside and to truly detach from it before you can step into this ultimate version of yourself. Okay, if I'm going back to this message here, if there's anything that you should change / redirect about yourself, it is not to chase. So I don't know if for some of you, there could be a person from the past, maybe it's this situation, but there could be somebody, or in life in general, right? Like Spirit is saying you are not supposed to chase anything in this lifetime. Your future self is saying you are the Empress and you attract, you don't chase. Whether it's a person, whether it's opportunities, whether it's like whatever it is you want in life, you have to just stay still because they will find you. It will come to you. And I think that you chasing something or feeling the need to like run something down and grab it and hold on to it, that could be a previous wound of yours, or like a previous version of yourself would have reacted that way. But your future self is saying if there's anything you could change or redirect, is to not chase something and to allow it to find you. And to also learn to sit in the patience and to have faith of that unknown time frame or that unknown situation of what's going to happen next. Because I think that there could be a sense of like a control thing here, or like, because you feel in control when you know what's happening and you can make things happen at a certain time. So there's a need to like work on patience, but also work through when you don't have control over something and to be okay with that. Does that make sense? But yes, I think there's like some final piece of the puzzle to fully walk away from and heal from before you can truly embody this new version of yourself. Now, what's next? What's next in life for group 3? The Devil in the reverse. I love it. I love that the two kind of, negative / intense energies are in the reverse, meaning you have truly detached from them and you have truly walked away from it. So even for this, maybe for a lot of you, you've already patched this up because this is great. It's showing me you don't have baggage. You're not dealing with any toxicities, internal or external. It's showing me that you're not relying on like substances or toxic habits, but also you're being really kind to yourself right now and you're allowing yourself to grow and to heal and to evolve without whatever there was some negativity that you were dealing with and it's not there anymore, which is good. It's interesting. The Devil in the reverse is right underneath this 10 of Cups. For some of you, it could have been connected to some kind of a relationship dynamic that you are breaking free from, or like a toxic relationship dynamic you're breaking free from, or maybe the need to find a relationship, or detaching from certain expectations, or detaching from a certain person for some of you. But I think that you're well on your way to really healing and really like, really detaching from whatever this devil is. This is also an energy of like slow and steady. So there's, with the Devil in the reverse, it's like you're losing an obsession about something or someone, or you're losing the need or the obsession to control an outcome or to control the timeline. And because this is slow, a lot of these energies are very slow. And I think for one, there's an energy of you surrendering the timeline because like you can't control the timing of something and you're redirecting your energy somewhere else instead of like staying obsessed about what you can't control. Let's see, anything else of what's next in life for group 3? Oh my gosh. We have the Devil in the reverse, the 5 of, oh, interesting, 8 of Cups. For some of you, you could be walking away from something, like officially learning that something's just not meant for you anymore and you're walking away. For some of you, this could be a relationship. Because now that we're coming back to this, I could reinterpret this as that your future self is saying you are on the right path. If you're walking away from somebody and you feel like, yeah, it's time to walk away from this connection, then they're saying to you, like, you are on the right path with that. Because I do see for some of you, you're actually walking away from a connection and choosing your own independence. And that's part of the healing and the final things to detach from in order to truly embody this future version of yourself. And to also just like take your life back, from this connection, especially if this connection was draining you in some way. Now, if that's not the situation for everybody, then you are walking away and claiming a new life for yourself, but you're walking away from what wasn't serving you. And I think with the Devil, the 8 of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Swords, it's like you're officially walking away from and healing any unhealed wounds, any trauma, anything from your past or childhood baggage, childhood wounds you've been carrying. With the Devil, any type of toxicities, toxic people, toxic mindsets. With the 8 of Swords in the reverse, restrictive energy, you keeping yourself in a mental prison, you holding yourself back. You're walking away from all of that, from anything that's just not serving your highest good. So I really like that. I think since it's a general reading, like you'll know your situation better. So hopefully you can kind of figure out where you are. Anything important your future self wants you to know in your present moment? Is there anything important group 3's future self wants them to know in the present moment? Ooh, the High Priestess. Let's clarify. Oh, the Lovers. High Priestess, 7 of Wands. Don't fight your intuition. If anything, use your intuition to strengthen you. And also don't dismiss your intuition. There's your intro card. 9 of Cups, the World, the Lovers. Don't fight the changes and don't fight your intuition right now because things are unfolding in your life in a very specific manner and you need to be like aware of it and like alert for what they're saying to you or how they're trying to navigate you. So don't like fight against something right now. If anything, this is the time for surrender. This is the time to be open-minded and to maybe let something else control the situation or like someone else, such as like spirit or the universe, whatever label you want to put on it. It's like, let the other thing control the situation for a second. Because I think right now you're meant to be in a state of surrendering and you're meant to be in a bit of an internal passive energy for a little bit. And then something is picking up from there, especially if you're healing through something, painful or some kind of wounds or having some kind of a a wake-up call or aha moment, or something in your life is shifting a little bit. It doesn't feel super intense. I think overall your energy is really good, and your future self is really proud of you for how far you've come. But yeah, something is definitely happening in your life that you don't see the full picture just yet. Or it's like the 5D is saying something, 3D is saying something else, like I said. So it's like, yeah, to trust because you don't see the full picture just yet. Let's see, any advice or anything else for group 3? I could also view this as walking away from other people's expectations. Say if there's like family expectations, there's like partnership expectations or traditional expectations. There's something here about walking away from that will truly help you align to this future self. Because we already said in this future energy, you are your own boss and you do what you want to do. So if there is somebody trying to control a situation or control you, that is part of something you have to walk away from. The Hermit. I think you've done a lot of healing up until now, group 3. And I think you really did a lot of the heavy lifting. And it just feels like there's just something new that's really coming into your life because of everything you've done, because of the person you are today and how much evolution and like how much you've evolved up until now. You're finally on the right path and you are being rewarded for everything that you've done. But you're also being rewarded in the sense of like you are the best version of yourself right now than there ever was before you or before this moment. And it's only getting better. You're only getting better. You're not going backwards. And I think that's like the best thing for you. Okay, group 3, this is really nice. I would say this is probably the easiest spread that I have done so far, as in like the energies were very easy breezy, but thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful or gave you any confirmation about you being on the right path. But thank you so much, you guys, for all of your support. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. And if you want to check out Patreon, where there's exclusive content, that is also in the description below. But thank you so much for all of your support. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose the 7 of Pentacles with the Llewellyn Tarot, and this is Saturn in Taurus with this lemon green onyx, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for all of your support here on my channel, whether it's your first time here or if you have watched my readings before. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. So let's get right into it. This reading is all about messages from your future self. And this being Saturn in Taurus, some of you could have Saturn in Taurus. So I'm pretty sure if you have Saturn in Taurus, you would have been born in like the second half of 99. I think until like 2003 or 2004. I don't know. I don't know the time off the top of my head. Or maybe 2003, something like that. Like early 2000s, late 99 to the first 3 years of 2000. That could be your birthday. If so, if you have Saturn in Taurus, you will go through your Saturn return in 2028. So maybe it's like the time leading up to your Saturn return. But there is some assessment that is happening in your life right now. I think you're like looking at the life you have built, looking at everything you've done up until this point, and you're assessing it. You're like, okay, am I happy? Excuse me. It's like, am I happy? Is this the life I want to live? Is this like, am I on the right path? So there is like some assessment. I don't know. I don't know who is assessing you. Maybe somebody else is assessing you. Maybe there's some kind of like a big test that you have to pass after working years towards it. or maybe you're assessing your own situation. But since this is Saturn, there is some kind of a wake-up call that's happening. Because Saturn doesn't do, you know, fun and games. Saturn is about structure, it's about discipline, and it has no problem tearing a foundation down if it's not solid, if it's not a solid foundation, or if you're on the right path. It has no problem bringing everything to the ground to make sure you understand that something's not right. But Saturn also rewards you. You know, Saturn loves hard work and discipline and loves structure. So if you are building a proper structure, Saturn will reward you. So I'm not necessarily saying that this is like a good or bad energy or anything, but I just feel like there's some assessments that are going on within your life. So we're going to have to see what's going on here for group 4. First, let's see, what is group 4's, the energy of group 4's future self that is coming through today? The energy of group 4's future self that is coming through today. First of all, your future self is incredibly chatty, incredibly just like impulsive and chatty, and they're coming through very strongly. They're literally like, I'm here and I have something to say, so you need to listen to me. And they have probably been trying to get a hold of you, group 4, but you're dismissing them because they have some sass, and they're saying, it's like, I've been trying to reach group 4. I've been trying to like get my messages across, get my signs across. I've been trying to like show them things, help them with things, help them understand something. But group 4 is like dismissing me. In their current energy, group 4 is not listening to the signs and synchronicities or dismissing them completely. There's something here, like they're trying so hard to get your attention about something, but you are not listening. The color blue could be significant. Also, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be significant placements. I just saw 4, 5, 6. They're like, okay, they're either trying to say something to you that you have not been listening to, or it's like they're trying to help you move along with something. They're trying to help you get like unstuck. They're trying to help you make a decision. They're trying to like move something along, but maybe you are prolonging it. Oh, you know what's so interesting? Because this is air. This is incredibly fast, and this is incredibly swift, and it's all about your mind and logic and communication. And Saturn in Taurus, oh my gosh, it's like a cement building. Like Saturn in Taurus is like immovable. You cannot move it. You cannot get it to do things. You know, especially Taurus, the bull, it's like it's very tough to move. It's very slow to move. And Saturn is incredibly slow. So there's something here like your current energy, but I think just you as a person, especially if you have these placements of taking your time with moving through something, and you take it slow naturally and you don't jump into things naturally, then it makes sense why you would be moving slow in life or towards something. But it's like your future self that's coming through today. They're trying to tell you to like hurry up. Maybe there could be a missed opportunity if you move too slow. Like it's in your nature to take something one step at a time, but maybe this opportunity or something they're trying to tell you about is not going to stick around forever. But yeah, it's like they're saying you're moving too slow. You need to move faster. Okay, so let's just see what they have to say today. First, let's get a message of comfort. A message of comfort here from group 4's future self. Temperance, keeper of the well, 14. But I did see this come out in the reverse. I want to clarify. Can you clarify Temperance here of a message of comfort? Two of Wands. This is Mars and Aries. And Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Ooh, 10 of Cups. That's such a pretty 10 of Cups. Okay, this is really interesting because they're saying to you that it's okay to come out of that shell. It's okay to come out of the tower. It's okay to come out of something. It's okay to come out of a routine. It's okay to like treat yourself or allow yourself to relax. There's something here on like, you're very hardworking. You're very like set in your ways. You're very strict. You're very like studious, and you're very much like, you're very disciplined, and that's great. But it's like, it's okay to come out and play. It's okay to allow your soul to have fun. It's okay to not be serious all the time. This is interesting though, because we have Temperance, which is a card, it's an energy of slow. It's pretty slow. Temperance does not move fast, but we did see it in the reverse when it first came out. And we have this energy of your future self being incredibly fast. And we have the Two of Wands. It's like, it's time to do something, or it's okay to do something. It's okay to take action towards something. You don't have to like think about it forever. You don't have to overthink the situation. Something is safe. Like, it's safe for you to go do something. Because maybe it's like you're the type of person that has to like check all the angles of something, all the possibilities, all of the X, Y, and Z. But they're saying like, it's okay to just do something without having to check all these things. Or if there is something you want to do, they're saying that like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, it is already waiting for you, or it is already like meant for you in some way. So there's nothing to overthink about the situation. Yeah, for some reason, it feels like you're like that tower scenario is coming through. It's like you've like been hiding away. You've been just focusing on your craft and kind of like dismissing the world, dismissing fun, dismissing pleasure, or even being really hard on yourself. They're saying you don't need to be so hard on yourself. You're doing as much as you can, and you're probably doing great. So it's like, go easy on yourself a little bit. Anything you should change? Is there anything that group 4 should change / redirect in their current energy? We have the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune coming out together. Oh, that glare. Wow. You have 1, 2, 3 major arcana coming out. I'll look at that Hermit in the reverse. Literally. It's just like time to come out of the cave. It's time to just do something. With what you should change / redirect is to be more flexible. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is truly divine intervention. This is fated situations, fated people, fated experiences. This is the universe giving you things in this lifetime, things that you might not have had before they gave it to you. But I think, again, with the Empress and with this Taurus energy of being so set in your ways, it's like you for some reason, like when it comes to that flexibility, it's actually like, it makes you nervous. It makes you vulnerable to like just take a leap of faith towards something. It makes you vulnerable and like unprepared when the universe throws something your way. And they're saying like, that's fine, right? Like, you can live a life to where you are very set in your ways, and like, you don't take the things that people or the universe throw at you and you have to see everything through. Like, that's fine. But they're saying like, you're going to lose out on a lot of opportunities. There's that message again of, there's some kind of like a time sensitive opportunity for group 4. And it's like, if you don't come out of that set in way energy, and you don't try to be flexible, then you are missing something big. Like there's some big thing the universe is giving you, group 4, with the Wheel of Fortune. And your future self is saying, if you don't allow yourself to be flexible and to even like accept this opportunity or be open to this opportunity, it will pass you by. Like it's not going to wait on your doorstep forever for you to get all your things in a row, for you to like assess the situation and be like, is this good? Is this bad? What is this going? What are the returns in 5 years if I do this? Like, it's like some things in life are just not going to wait for you. Some things are meant to be impulsive. Some things are meant to just like take that leap of faith in the moment without knowing where it's taking you. And I think there's something big that's coming into your life, and your future self is saying, you know, if you don't take it, it might not stay forever. And that's a place in your life where you could work on a bit of a redirection. It's just like loosening up a bit. You don't have to be so set in your ways all the time. Because it's like life passes you by. You know, by the time you end up making a decision about something, that thing is long gone. I also think the universe is throwing something in your life. Okay, so your future self is saying, the universe is taking you out of this like shell or this tower that you hide in, or this like set in stone energy. They are taking you out of it, and the universe is throwing you some kind of a situation to where it could really change your life if you accepted it. And it could really improve your life for the better. But the choice is ultimately yours, because you could walk away from it and miss out on the opportunity that the universe is giving you. But your future self wants you to take the opportunity, or they want you to do the thing that the universe is giving you. Because it's like, it feels like a once-in-a-lifetime situation, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime person or partnership or collaboration. And it just feels like the situation just won't wait for you. I don't know, that's all I can say. It's like, it's not going to wait for you. It's truly like a now or never thing that the universe is providing you with. And I think the universe is testing you in some way. Your future self is saying that because you're set in your ways, you know, there's always a shadow side for everything. Everything has a shadow. And this Saturn and Taurus energy, the shadow is that you know, like you're not able to evolve. You know, you're not able to hit milestones. You're not able to have transformations. You're not able to do certain things because you're just set in your ways about things. So you're not like open-minded to new things and new opportunities and new experiences. And that's the shadow side. So it's like the universe is throwing something your way to test you, to see, are you ready to evolve into something new? Or are you going to like stay stuck as that unmovable situation here? What are you doing right? Okay, that was fast. Wow, King of Wands. You have King of Wands and you have the Empress. This actually makes a lot of sense because we saw that Seven of Pentacles, which does talk about a foundation, does talk about stability and hard work. I think that you have accomplished a lot, Group 4. The King of Wands is somebody that sits within their own power. They are established. They have worked hard for something. You know, maybe this is also like Leo energy. King of Wands specifically is Cancer and Leo is making me think of the spotlight. So maybe you are successful, right? Like maybe you are somebody that has status, maybe you have wealth, you have independence, you have a reputation, you could be in the public eye somehow. So it feels like you're doing really good in your life when it comes to what you have built for yourself and the life that you are living. It feels great. And maybe that's why it's tough for you to budge on things, because maybe you worked really hard for the life you're living, or, you know, there's something here on like you're very set in your ways. But I think your future self is saying you're doing great in life right now. You're definitely sitting like sitting on your throne, sitting up on another level of something, level of status or reputation. You're sitting in your power. You're definitely like above others somehow. Maybe that's through finances, maybe it's through your reputation, or maybe a lot of people look up to you, a lot of people admire you. You could definitely be in the spotlight somehow. I'm even thinking of that 10th house energy in the public eye somehow. Your career could be in the public eye. Excuse me. So they're giving you a lot of credit for your hard work, for sure. You really worked your way up, and now you're sitting very comfortably. Even with the Empress here, you're sitting very comfortably in your energy. I think you have a fear of losing your success, or you have a fear of like losing what you have built. You have a fear of instability. And that's why it's really tough for you to like do things impulsively, or to just like take opportunities, and to kind of like even let new people in. It's like you're very selective, you're very like closed off because you're afraid of how something could backfire. But right now, your future self is saying there is a blessing, like a really good blessing waiting for you, or that is about to come in for you, that would require you to, yeah, to like step away from that set in stone energy, or else you're going to miss it. How can you embody / fully evolve into your future self? We have the Magician, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Empress, the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So you have a lot of court cards that are coming out, which is really interesting. And then there's a lot of major arcana coming out too. Oh, one thing that's coming through that you would actually be a little bit shocked about is how your future self is kind of different than that immovable person that you are today. I think your future self is a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more go with the flow. And I think for your current energy, thinking about that, you're like, no way. You're like, that could never happen. I would never be that way. Also, expressing yourself through communication and through words, I think that's something you could struggle with. And in the future, your future self is really good with their words, or they're not afraid to speak up. They're not afraid to just like say things. And yeah, I think you kind of go through some evolution that softens you up to where you're not so like hardened, and you're not so set in stone, and you're just a bit more loose in life in the future. But I think your current energy wouldn't believe it. Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit, and this is for how can you embody / fully evolve into your future self. For one, I think you find a lot of comfort and the structure and the foundation of your life. It comes through material things. That again is a very Saturn and Taurus energy. You know, you are, because you have that stability, you have the finances, you have the funds, you have the foundation, like you're truly building something. That's where you're true, like, yeah, that's how you feel safe in life. That's where your structure comes from. But to align a little bit more to your future self, you actually have to go a little bit spiritual. I think right now you might not be as spiritual. You're very realistic, practical, and your life like revolves around like the 3D world. And that's why I feel like you don't allow yourself to dream, or you don't allow yourself to like think. You could actually have a wound. Okay, your Chiron for some of you could be in Sagittarius, because it just feels like some of you have a wound of like thinking outside of the box, of a wound of like a higher purpose of yourself, a higher purpose that doesn't have to deal with the material world or structure and career. It's like you have a hard time navigating the bigger picture of something. So for some of you, you should see where your Chiron is, because that could be important for this navigation. But I do think that with Hermit here, to truly embody your future self, you have to go within. I do think you're going to hit some kind of a spiritual awakening, group 4, that like loosens up yourself. It loosens you up somehow. it opens you up for change, and it opens you up to like a different way of living, but like a higher existence with the Hermit. And I also think something that's important to this evolution, to your future self, is not putting so much emphasis on the physical world. And I think that's really tough for you to do, because I think all your satisfaction, or all of your decisions, all of the things that you do, the life that you live on a day-to-day basis, it like revolves around this 3D energy. It revolves around what you can touch, feel, and see, and like what you know to be true. But you have to step away from that through this Hermit introspective transformation to allow yourself to view something of a higher perspective, and that there is a higher purpose in life. There is like greater things happening. I feel like for some reason you struggle to understand that there is like a divine that's helping you. There is some kind of a higher purpose to your life, and not just what you're doing on an everyday basis. So that's really interesting to think about it like that. So I think having some kind of a spiritual awakening seems important for this transformation. But that's where I was getting with the Queen of Pentacles here. I think you have to learn that your value, your worth, and your value are not always tied to what you can provide or to what you bring materially. Your worth and your value also come from within. It comes from who you are as a person. It comes from how you love and how you want to be loved, and the type of connections you want. And there's just like so much more to like you and your worth than just your job and your finances and your structure and like the type of life that you live. And I think that is part of the introspective energy that helps you realize like you're so much more than these things, and there's so much more to life than just that 3D existence. You could even question, like, what is the greater purpose of my life? Is there a purpose? Am I just here just to work and just to do these things in the world and that's it? I think there's a need. Your future self is saying there's a whole other world waiting for you to unlock that is a part of your spiritual side that you don't even know exists. Now, let's see. What's next in life for group number 4? What's next in life? We have the 5 of Pentacles. Let's clarify. What's next in life? How the heck are you getting so many court cards? Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. All 4 of these literally make the Empress. Okay, what's next in life? Yeah, I think there is a bit of a it's not a bad energy, but there's a bit of a frustration. Oh, it's like growing pain. Growing pain. Yeah, it's like it's not a bad thing, but there seems to be some frustration, but it's because you are evolving. I think that the universe is throwing something your way with the Wheel of Fortune that will force you to have a different perspective about something. And it'll force you to deal with the one thing that you don't want to deal with, which is probably the growth or the higher level of understanding or something. So there is growing pain. There's frustration. And when I say growing pain, it's not that there's pain in your life that is growing, but it's like, when like you're like working out and your muscles are sore at the end of the day because it's like you're working out those muscles, or like when you're like growing taller. You know what I mean? Like there's like some discomfort because your body is changing. That's what I mean. And I think the universe is intentionally throwing something. Well, your future self is saying the universe is intentionally throwing something your way that is going to cause you to like really question yourself, question your life. That's the assessment that we saw in the very beginning with the 7 of Pentacles. It's causing you to assess the life you have built and see like where can you grow? Are you satisfied? Not only are you physically satisfied and materially, but are you emotionally satisfied? Are these things really like serving your greater purpose? And I think there's some like butting heads within yourself, because I think like The version of you that doesn't want change is going to say one thing, but then the curveball that the universe is throwing your way is going to say another thing, and that's the growing pain. It's like you're kind of going back and forth, but there is change. We have 2 5s here with the Hermit. So there is some internal, but also not external change. I don't think it's like I don't think like external. It just feels very like your 3D life versus your spiritual life are kind of going at it. And I think that's where the massive change is coming in. Or you're realizing something's not working out for you anymore and you want to change it, but there's some detour that is definitely happening in your life, but it is taking you to your ultimate evolution and the ultimate path you're meant to be on. Yeah, 7 of Cups. It does feel like there's some decisions that are going to be made. You're definitely assessing something. Now, is there anything important your future self wants you to know about your present moment? Wow, 6 of Wands. This is so nice. This is very similar to the King of Wands. This is Jupiter in Leo energy. And yeah, this really feels like anything important to know about your present moment. I mean, you're successful. You're doing really good. You're absolutely on the right track when it comes to your physical success. So again, this is monetary success. This is status, reputation, everything we kind of mentioned for that King of Wands. You're definitely like in a very successful energy. So, you know, keep doing that. I don't think whatever the change is, it doesn't feel like it's affecting your career, and it doesn't feel like it's affecting what you have already accomplished. Because I think you're very satisfied with what you have accomplished or your current status in life. I think this is more of that pull between your heart and your mind, or your spirit and the 3D world. But let's clarify this 6 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles, yeah, I love it. That's really showing me that right now in life, you're doing really good, Group 4, and your future self is very proud of you, and they're very happy for you. You worked very hard to get here, and you are living out a dream to some extent. Like, you have accomplished some goal or hit some milestones, and they're really happy for you. But I think the message here, if I was to boil all of this down, is that money and physical success, material success, can only take you so far. Yes, it can make you happy. Your dreams coming true can make you very happy. But if we are emotionally unfulfilled, or if there's like this greater part to our life that we are currently too afraid to step into, or if we're too afraid to tap into our heart, then it's like there's always this bit of something is lacking. There's always something that's unfulfilled. Even if you are a millionaire in the 3D, something is unfulfilled on the inside. And okay, how do I say this? No amount of physical things in this world, success, reputation, money, status, no amount of those physical things are going to fill that emotional lack that you might be feeling, or that you will feel at some point moving forward. It's also the energy of, like, say you have all this success, but you have no one to share it with. Say even if you are a millionaire, maybe you come home to nobody at the end of the day. There's something here on like really learning to tap into your emotions, learning to tap into a higher purpose that you might have in this life that's apart from career and status and reputation, and see how that changes you, and see where that takes you as a person, and see like how you change. I feel like you're going to change a lot if you tap into that Hermit within yourself and allow that change. And I think it really starts with whatever this Wheel of Fortune is. The universe is throwing something your way, and you have a choice to make about it. Some of you, maybe you already have this. It already came into your life. But your future self is saying you have a choice to make. You could choose you could choose to do something with it, or you can choose to just toss it aside and move on and don't think about it. But I think that those options, even though you have a choice, it would take you to it would take you down two very different paths and two very different versions of yourself that you become. I hope that makes sense. But okay, group 4, that is everything that I'm seeing for you. I hope this was helpful from messages from your future self. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content. That is also in the description below. But thank you guys so much for being here. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.